is Liam Halligan, GBNews' economics editor. So at 12 o'clock, the Prime Minister said there'd be no U-turn. By 1 o'clock, it appeared certain there would be a U-turn. Kwasi Kwarteng in Washington was asked, was he going to U-turn, and said, let's see. What the hell is going on?
Well, I came here, like you, Nigel, to talk to people about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general, but what a turbulent day it's been. The Chancellor, as you say, coming back from those World Bank IMF meetings in the American capital, amidst chaos, really, signals from government and the markets leading the government being buffeted around by the markets. Actually, if you look at the 10-year gilt yield, the rate at which the British government borrows money for 10 years off investors, that's actually ended up today, as we speak, roughly where it was this morning. It's about 4.1, 4.2.
And sterling rallied as well.
Sterling has actually gone up.
Yep.
Why? Because the market has priced in a U-turn, a retreat from those tax cuts, as you say, particularly on corporation tax. The national insurance rise, the fall in national insurance, that's already law. That went through, we don't notice that. That went through the Commons a couple of days ago. Now the government's in a situation where if it doesn't enact that U-turn, if it doesn't raise corporation tax, as Rishi Sunak wanted to, the former Chancellor, rather than keeping it at 19%, as Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng wanted to, then the markets are going to take serious umbrage, particularly overnight in Asia and tomorrow morning. And guess what's also meant to happen tomorrow? The Bank of England may or may not end the emergency support for the gilts market, buying gilts in the market in order to make them look more attractive to investors. I know we've been in financial markets a long time. Fridays are often pretty turbulent days. If there is a kind of capitulation, a denouement, if you like, I think there could be an awful lot of turmoil on the markets tomorrow, depending on what the government does. Unless we see a continuation of the emergency support from the Bank of England, which will be egg on their face, a loss of credibility. After Andrew Bailey, the governor, said we are going to end it on Friday.
I know.
You're just going to have to live with it. And unless we see a retreat on the main struts of that not so mini budget from Kwarteng and Truss, retreating from those, not even tax cuts, tax freezes, then I think the markets are really going to test the mettle of this government. And I don't like to say this, I don't like to be alarmist, it could get ugly.
And politically, they're in office, they are not in power. They are being buffeted and blown around by events. They've got backstabbing going on within the party on a scale I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, they may as well just pack up and give it to Labour, mate.
Well, you say in office but not in power. Of course, that was the phrase of Norman Lamont, the Chancellor between 1990 and 1993, who was running the Treasury when Black Wednesday happened, when we crashed out of the exchange rate mechanism, launched Euroscepticism in the UK as a mainstream movement. You know all about that. I was talking to Norman Lamont in the House of Lords earlier this week, and he was saying to me, it's not a good idea that only 15% of Tory MPs, if they submit letters of no confidence, they can actually remove a sitting Prime Minister. He wants those rules changed. And the notion that a grandee Tory like that is making public statements to the likes of me at this point, when Liz Truss has been in office, 40-odd days, and 10 days of that were at Manchester's funeral. She's actually been enacting office about a month.
I don't know whether to laugh or to cry.